Hi guys, today we'll be looking at some more terms in the genetics section, such as multiple alleles. Multiple alleles means that more than two alleles form for a gene at the same locus. A main example is blood groups, as blood groups are controlled by three alleles and not two. Therefore, it is not just one dominant allele and a recessive allele. There are multiple different alleles. Sex-linked characteristics. These are characteristics or traits that are carried on the sex chromosomes. Usually they are on the X chromosome, but sometimes they can be on the Y chromosome. Examples are hemophilia and colorblindness. The alleles for hemophilia or colorblindness are indicated in the subscripts of the sex chromosomes, such as X subscript capital H or X subscript small h. In the question, they will tell you whether the disease is a dominant trait, therefore it is carried on the X capital H chromosome, or if it is a recessive trait and is carried on the X small h chromosome. A karyotype. Karyotype is the number, shape, and arrangement of all the chromosomes in the nucleus of a somatic cell. A somatic cell consists of 46 chromosomes and is not a sex cell. It is usually a body cell. This would be an example of a karyotype. All of these chromosomes. Individually, there should be 23 pairs. Cloning. Cloning is the process by which genetically identical organisms are formed using biotechnology. For example, Dolly the sheep was cloned using a diploid cell from one parent. Therefore, it had the identical genetic material of that one parent. A somatic cell of the parent is usually inserted into that of an ovum cell in order to produce a genetically identical organism. Therefore, the parent and offspring are genetically identical. Genetic modification. Genetic modification is the manipulation of the genetic material of an organism to get the desired changes. An example is the insertion of human insulin gene in a plasmid of bacteria so that bacteria produces the human insulin. Genetic modification is usually done by the insertion of a gene into a different individual organism or a different gene. A human genome. Human genome is the mapping of the exact position of all the genes in the chromosomes of a human. For example, gene number 3 on chromosome 4 is responsible for a particular characteristic. It also tells us the position of each gene on the chromosome, which is also known as the locus. And that's all for this video. Thank you.